This is why I really hate articles like this. How an ordinary Aussie bloke on a 70k salary built out a property portfolio worth $5.2 million. Now, there's no hate on these two protagonists of the story. I believe anything on Daily Mail, news.com.au or realestate.com is basically sponsored posts from these guys promoting their business. The reason why I have a pet peeve for these type of articles is because I speak to a lot of clients, first home buyers, first time investors that book a call through my bio, and we start talking and I tell them how much they can service, and they're like, but I hear about these people buying multiple properties with like really low income. How do they do it? And this happens like 8 out of 10 calls, and I'm wondering, where do you guys get the premise that that's actually possible? And then articles like this pop up on people's feed. 70k a year, originally as an intern at a psychology clinic, and bought multiple properties. Again, I have no beef on this couple or this guy that's in this article. And the way I see it is that he's just like a fresh cooked cookie, like a Subway nice chocolate chip cookie. And this cookie is made from this cookie machine, which I call the media sensationalized news property machine. The ingredient used by these property journalists is always the same, so cliche. This is how the cliche recipe works. For example, step one is have an underdog story. Start with low income. Insert first paragraph of the whole entire story. Premise is he started on 70k. Step 2 is that mention that he's a battler, mention his humble beginnings. The typical migrant family started saving at an early age and didn't even go schoolies. While people were going to schoolies, he went to work at a cafe. Wow. Step 3 is they finally pulled the trigger and they bought something. They bought a property in Zetland and then it suddenly shot up in value. And then they bought a few more and all their properties doubled in value. And then somehow they end up buying their 5th and 6th property within 6 months of each other. Now again, I'm not salty. I really applaud their effort. Kudos to them. But honestly, I really think these type of articles really give first home buyers and first time investors false hope. The article omits so much information that as a first home buyer, you really read and go, oh, that's really possible for me. I'm on 70k. I can build a $5.2 million property. I should be able to do that today. That is what I call the fourth ingredient. It omits crucial information, which is part of the cliche recipe, making you believe that you as an Aussie battler can do the same thing. Example, the information that it omits in the article, which I found from reading the article, is that his wife works in IT, probably getting good money. IT people get good money. His parents are from China or some Asian country. We love to give gifts for buying property. And also, he didn't work as a psychology clinic working admin for that long. A few years later, he got that property bug and became a mortgage broker. Now, it has nothing to do with mortgage brokers make good money or they can buy $5.2 million just like myself. No, the fact is he changed from a PAYG job to a self-employed income model, which means he had an ABN, which means he could have done low doc, or which means he could have controlled the declaration of his income. And the final recipe of a cliche property success story is a personal plug for the person that's been interviewed. Mr. Zhu, he has a mortgage brokering business. GG! This is the final ingredient of a cliche recipe. Guys, I have no beef with this guy. I don't even know him. I'm just using him as an example. Every time you read an article like this from realestate.com or news.com or Daily Mail, it could be a financial planner, it could be a buyer's agent, it could be a real estate agent or property coach or a mortgage broker. Look out for these ingredients in the cliche recipe story. Because I'm telling you guys, here's a secret. I also got approached to do an article like that. Oh, Q, pay a few grand and we can write an article about you, how your humble beginnings and now you're doing TikTok and having all these people following you and now you have so many properties and then you can do a personal plug at the end. And you know what I told him? Fuck off. Because this is spreading false information, okay? Yes, I was working in a call center about 10 years ago for a mortgage broker or for the bank on 35k. You could put the headline, Q, 35k, and now he has 8 properties. But that is fucking spreading false information, all right? Somewhere between the lines. This is my career path, right? If I was to graph my career path. Okay, PYG, steady income. And then self-employed, failed, coming back. And then suddenly, down, bang, down, and then boom. For the last 10 years, I had to work 100 hours a week, eat so much crap, suck so many eggplants to get to where I am right now. The reason why I refuse to do those sensationalized property articles about, my success from my humble beginnings to, great success, because I want to include that information. Not everyone can be like me or be like, this guy over here, right? The average Joe will not work that many hours to obtain 6 to 7 to 10 properties. I tell those people who want to write my story, I go, can I add that element of truth inside? No, it doesn't fit into that cliche recipe story writing. Then I naturally tell them to fuck off. But then what I'm trying to say is, just to wrap this story up, is that, guys, look out for those articles. Those articles are really sponsored. I know they have an agenda from the person who wants the article to be written, obviously to generate the more leads for their business. It's actually creating this false pretense for the average Joes that are watching these type of videos, first-time buyers, first-time investors. I'm saying to you guys, if you're on six-figure, if you're earning $150,000 less, or your combined income is less than $200,000 combined, a maximum 2 properties. In New South Wales, 2. Forget about 6, 7 properties. Unless you want to work your ass off, have a side business, open an Airbnb, be self-employed and earn like $300,000 to $500,000 and work so hard every day, every night for the last 10 years, forget about owning 7 to 8 to 10 properties. That's it, period. Again, a very long video. If you stay to the end, congrats. Now, jump in the comments. Let me know what you think. Either toast me or roast me. I'd love to read your comments.